Hello, First Pres. Welcome back for another week of Sunday School. Today is May the 9th, and we are talking about the Good Samaritan parable you just heard about with Miss Marla. Let's get started with our hello song before we get into what is the Good Samaritan. Hey there, friend, tell me how do you do? We're gonna have fun, just me and you. Won't you give me a wave, then stretch to the sky? Crinkle your nose, dance side to side. Let's get started. I'm so glad you're here. Now, this is the perfect week to sing Hey There, Friend, even though we sing it every week, because the Good Samaritan is really all about friendship. Now, in the Good Samaritan, we have to ask ourselves, how can you be a Good Samaritan? But first, what does a Good Samaritan really mean? Well, if you remember in our story, the Samaritan was the man that stopped when they saw somebody in need on the side of the road. The Samaritan is the one who tended to their wounds, put them on their donkey, and brought the injured man to the inn, and even paid for all of his care when the Samaritan had to leave. The Samaritan is a giver and a helper, even though he didn't know this man. So when someone says, "You've been a good Samaritan," they're saying you were like the man in the story. You were helpful, you were kind, especially if you didn't know the person. That's really amazing. So, what are some ways you could be a good Samaritan? Well, the main thing, at least what we hear, is when you help anyone, even a stranger or someone you don't really like. What are some ways that you could help someone? Let's think. Maybe you help them with something at school, or you let them borrow your crayons because they forgot them. Or, maybe you carry something for them if their hands are full, or you help them lift something very heavy. What are some other ways you could help? You could help your parents by doing some more chores around the house, like doing your dishes or making your bed. There are so many ways we could help people, and not even just if they are hurt, like in the Good Samaritan. People need help all the time. At the end of the day, helping someone or being a good Samaritan is all about love. Helping someone is just showing how much you love them. It's serving them because you love them. Now you might be asking, but how did the Samaritan love the man on the side of the road? He didn't even know him. You're absolutely right. But God tells us, Jesus tells us in the Bible, to love all of our neighbors as we would love ourselves. And when they say, well, who is your neighbor? God says, with this story, everyone. We are called to love everyone, whether we know them or not. That can be difficult, right? What can make it hard to be a good Samaritan? What makes it hard to love a stranger? What makes it hard to love someone you don't really like? Maybe they've been mean to you before. Maybe the stranger looks different from you, and that can be a little bit scary sometimes. Think, what are some ways, or what are some things that you think might make it hard to love and help someone? Hmm. Maybe you even just don't have time. We heard in our story about people that passed by the injured man on the road. Maybe they didn't think they could help. Maybe they thought he needs a doctor and I can't do that. Or maybe they were thinking, I want to help, but I'm running late. There are some things that maybe can be obstacles to us helping people sometimes. What are some other things? We can remember what to do to be a good Samaritan and maybe a little bit of what not to do with the Good Samaritan song. All right, I'm going to sing it just this once. Just listen this time. When someone needs a hand, lend a hand, and whatever you can, don't pass them by, don't close your eyes, just be a neighbor and a friend, and you'll be a good Samaritan. Very nice. Now I'm going to add motions this time. Pay attention to the motions as I do them. When someone needs a hand, lend a hand, and whatever you can. Don't pass them by, don't close your eyes, just be a neighbor and a friend, and you'll be a good Samaritan. Did you notice on and you'll be I pointed? And on and Good Samaritan, I did the sign language for heart or for love because it's all about love. See if you can do those last motions with me. Maybe you can sing the last two lines too. Here we go. When someone needs a hand, lend a hand, and whatever you can, don't pass them by, don't close your eyes, be a neighbor and a friend, and you'll be a good Samaritan. Very nice. Now, can you do all the motions with me? I'll sing, but you help me out with those motions. Here we go. When someone needs a hand, lend a hand, and whatever you can, don't pass them by, don't close your eyes, just be a neighbor and a friend, and you'll be a good Samaritan. All right, now I know it's hard to learn songs very, very quickly. Did you know that you tend to remember the very beginning or the very end? I wonder, can you sing the beginning and the end with me? And you can stop when you get lost in the middle. Let's try it. Make sure you do the motions too. Here we go. When someone needs a hand, lend a hand, and whatever you can, don't pass them by, don't close your eyes, just be a neighbor and a friend, and you'll be a good Samaritan. So far, so good. We're going to sing it one last time. Actually, let's sing it two times. Do your best to try to sing the whole thing with me. And if you mess up, the second time gives you a chance to fix it. Okay, two times, back to back. Here we go. When someone needs a hand, lend a hand, and whatever you can, don't pass them by, don't close your eyes, just be a neighbor and a friend, and you'll be a good Samaritan. Here we go. When someone needs a hand, lend a hand, and whatever you can, don't pass them by, don't close your eyes, just be a neighbor and a friend, and you'll be a good Samaritan. Great singing. I hope that that song is getting familiar now so you can use it to remind yourself, what do you do to be a good Samaritan? You lend a hand and whatever you can. You be a neighbor and a friend. And what not to do. Don't pass them by. Don't close your eyes. That is how to be a good Samaritan. Now, as a reminder, to be a good Samaritan, the people that need to be a neighbor and a friend to is everyone, right? So let's think about everybody in the whole wide world. Those are the people in all of those countries and all of those continents up there that we should be good Samaritans to, even if we don't like them. Let's sing It's Time to Say Goodbye. Here we go. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. We've had some fun, but now it's done. It's time to say goodbye. I'm so happy you could come today. So happy we could sing and play. Music is for everyone, and that's what makes it so much fun. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. We've had some fun, but now it's done. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, First Press. Have a great week.